Thanks for listening. My name is Charisse. I'm a licensed property and casualty professional with over 25 years' experience in the insurance industry. I'm also a state-certified continuing education instructor. Just a reminder, while I am a licensed property and casualty professional, I am not an attorney. Everything shared in this episode is for informational and educational purposes only. Every situation is unique, and laws and insurance policies vary by state and circumstance. For advice specific to your situation, please consult a qualified attorney or licensed insurance professional. Tune in every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday for real-life claim stories, expert insights, and practical tips to help you better understand how property insurance really works before disaster strikes. Whether you're a homeowner, renter, condo or townhome owner, or landlord, we've got you covered. My next episode starts now. Welcome back to Property Talk. I'm your host, Charisse. Make sure to tune in to Q&A Saturday, where I answer your questions from comments and emails. Okay, you asked for it, and I heard you. Today, we're talking about something that every renter should hear: the value of renter's insurance. If you think, I don't own the property, so I don't need insurance, this episode is for you. Disasters don't care whether you rent or own. Fires, theft, water leaks, they all happen. And to help me unpack the details, I've got Kelly here, a licensed property claims adjuster with years of experience handling renter-related claims. Kelly, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Charisse. I'm glad to be here because renter's insurance is one of those topics people overlook until something bad happens. For under $20 a month, it can save you thousands of dollars.
So, Kelly, let's dive right in. Many renters say, I don't own the building, so why do I need insurance? Why is having renter's insurance so important?
That's probably the most common misconception out there. Your landlord's insurance is meant to protect the structure, the walls, the roof, the flooring. But when it comes to your personal belongings, like your clothes, electronics, or furniture, that coverage ends. I've handled claims where people lost everything: furniture destroyed from an upstairs water leak, electronics gone after a fire, and the landlord's policy didn't cover any of it. No renter's policy means you're left footing the bill yourself.
That brings us to coverage C, personal property coverage. Now, here's something a lot of renters don't realize. Coverage C is a named peril policy. That means your belongings are only covered if the loss was caused by one of the specific perils, or causes of loss listed in your policy. These usually include fire, smoke, theft, vandalism, lightning, wind, hail, accidental water discharge, and a few others. If it's not on that list, it's not covered. So understanding those named perils is key, because your claim depends on what caused the damage.
Right, you got it. Coverage C pays to repair or replace your belongings when they're damaged or stolen due to those listed perils. Let me give you two examples. First, I had a claim where a kitchen fire in one unit spread smoke into the neighboring apartment. The renter's clothes, bedding, and curtains were ruined. Thanks to Coverage C, the insurance company replaced everything at today's replacement cost, not depreciated value. Second, theft. A renter came home to find her apartment broken into. Her TV, gaming console, and jewelry were gone. Her renter's policy covered all of it under Coverage C, minus her deductible. Without that coverage, she would have lost over $3,000 in one night.
Wow, that's huge. So it's not just for big disasters like fires. Even a break-in or a water leak can trigger coverage if it's one of those named perils. Now, let's talk about what's not covered. Those tricky exclusions that can catch people off guard.
Now remember, Coverage C is a named peril coverage, which means the loss has to be caused by one of the specific perils listed in the policy for the insurance company to pay. But even within that, renters' policies still have exclusions, situations the policy will not cover under any circumstance. For example, if water comes into your apartment from rising rainwater outside, that's considered floodwater, and floods are excluded under a standard renter's policy. But if that same water damage came from a burst pipe or accidental plumbing overflow, that is a named peril, and it would be covered. So the key is understanding what happened. The cause of loss determines whether the claim is covered.
Okay, now that we understand Coverage C, let's touch on something a lot of people overlook: liability coverage. also known as Coverage E. Why is this coverage such a lifesaver?
Liability coverage protects you if you accidentally injure someone or damage someone else's property. One claim involved a candle left burning. A small flame led to $20,000 in damages to a neighboring unit, and the policy paid for all of it. I've also seen cases where delivery workers slipped and fell inside the apartment. Liability coverage took care of medical bills, legal fees, and damages. You typically get $100,000 or more in coverage, and increasing that limit is really affordable. It's probably one of the best values in renter's insurance.
That's eye-opening. Now, what about Coverage D, sometimes called loss of use or additional living expenses? Most renters don't even know it's there.
It's one of those hidden gems. If a covered loss, like a fire or major water leak, makes your apartment unlivable, this coverage pays for your hotel stay, meals, laundry, even pet boarding while repairs are being made. I worked with renters who spent weeks displaced and didn't have to pay a dime over their normal living expenses for their temporary living costs. It can truly be a lifesaver, both financially and emotionally.
So, Kelly, after all these examples, what's your advice for renters listening today?
Well, certainly don't bet on nothing happening. For the price of a couple lattes each month, you can cover your possessions, liability, and even your living expenses if the worst happens. And when you do sign up, take an inventory, photograph your belongings, keep receipts where you can, and save everything in a digital folder. It makes filing a claim so much easier when you know exactly what you lost.
Kelly, this was fantastic. Thank you for making this all so clear and real with your stories and insights. To all of you listening, renter's insurance is incredibly affordable for the protection it offers. Don't wait for disaster to find out what your landlord's policy won't cover. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more practical info and stories every week. Until next time, stay smart, stay prepared, and stay insured.